The heart of Houston. It's fun. It's engaging. It's Chattin' with Chelsea. She's daytime's new bestie. Here's your host, Chelsea Edwards. Come back to me. I've got the feeling.
Hey, besties. Thank you for joining me for another Chattin' with Chelsea. I am your bestie, Chelsea Edwards. We know lots of folks who are thinking, maybe even just a little bit about getting a pet, either for themselves or for their kids. So we got a new little bestie on four paws who's coming in with some humans. They're going to tell us about why, instead of using a breeder like everybody else, you should be looking at another option. They're also going to give us some tips and tricks for when you do get that new bestie home. All right, we want to make sure you are all in order. And you know what? It's great saying hi to a new pet, but it can also be really tough saying goodbye to one. So we've got actress Reagan Pasternak, and she's got a new book called Griffin's Heart. It's actually the second edition of this book that's come out. It is all about helping you deal with the loss of a pet. And she put together this video that really lays it out for you.
There was a dog that I loved first. She was by my side during the worst times and the best times. I wish I knew back then that time would go by so fast. I understand now that our dogs cannot be with us forever. So when you see me documenting every aspect of my puppy's life, treating him a little extra special and giving him a little extra love, just know that there was a dog who I loved first. And she taught me how to better love the dog that I love next.
You know, I've been through this myself, losing a pet. This is my dog, Mocha. She was a super sweet chocolate lab mix. I mean, never met a stranger, but still managed to be a great guard dog. She was literally my roll dog. She would go with me anywhere, be there on moving day, moving through different apartments and houses. She was with me long before I became a mom. She also even outlasted my marriage. After a decade of being my bestie, she did pass away from cancer. And every once in a while, I run across a strand of her fur in a corner, maybe behind a box I never move, or in the vacuum cleaner. And I'm just reminded of all those good times and how I really need to get a housekeeper. Okay. It's like, she would have loved that joke. She got me. So R.I.P. to Mocha. All right, so we got to go ahead and bring in Reagan. She's a Canadian-born film and TV actress, also a singer and a writer. You've seen her on HBO's Sharp Objects, ABC's Good Trouble, Hulu's Being Erica, and BET's Miss Pat, much more. Reagan, thank you so much for joining us all the way from L.A. All right, so tell us about this book, Griffin's Heart.
Aw, thank you so much for having me. Griffin's Heart is a book that I wrote almost for myself when my cat, Griffin, had passed away. And I was completely devastated by the loss, kind of couldn't quite figure out how to heal from it properly. And I started writing and writing and writing and writing. And through years, Griffin's Heart became an interactive keepsake that is between me and the person who is reading it, who has also lost their animal. And yeah, it just became this little, vehicle for healing that I hope, helps people as much as it helped me to write it.
Yeah, so you mentioned it's interactive because there's some things that you want the reader to do.
Yeah, so we made it so that it was, first of all, beautiful quality, comes in a, keepsake box and all that, so that it's almost a tribute for the animal. So it's part memoir. It's my memoirs in there. My healing journey is in there, but there'll be space for me, for my story, and then space for the reader's story. So in increments, small little increments that are light, because it's hard when you're in grief to do too much at a time. So but gradually you're going through exercises, healing exercises. There's space for photo, there's space for writing, and so that at the end you have your own memoir, your own tribute to your animal.
Yes, I love that, because that is something that you look for that is kind of hard to find after you've lost a pet. Like, how do you want to remember them? That is beautiful. So let's talk about that grief, because it can look different for different people, just as with the loss of a person, but it can be hard to explain to people what you're going through. What did grief look like for you when Griffin passed?
I think it kind of shocked me how much it hit me. And for me, I write in the book, and it's true. My heart felt like glass was in my heart. It felt just so shattered. And I felt also, because it's an isolating kind of grief, they call it disenfranchised grief, where you're not necessarily taken as seriously by society. So it almost makes it worse because you're hiding it and you're keeping it in instead of allowing it to be free. And the reality is, the more I learned about grief, the more I realized grief is really just love. And so you should be proud that you are missing that being. I call them beings throughout my book. And yeah, exploring that is the way to get through it. Actually, it's hard to get through it, but once you're on the other side, it's actually quite lovely.
Yeah, we're seeing with people like you who are helping to spread the word and be very open about this. We are seeing some changes. Like I've seen, heard of some jobs that are allowing people like time for grief of a pet. Is that a recommendation for you on how to help recover?
Yes, I feel like that is a truth that a lot of people are understanding more. So many people have animals. So many people kind of get that love, because you might not get it until you have that special bond, you know? And to me, what I say to readers, because this is the second edition of the book, so I've talked to thousands and thousands of amazing people who've written to me. And it's so important to take responsibility for your grief and carve out your own time in a very deliberate, gentle way. And once you do that, you can kind of function a little better in day-to-day life. And that goes for any grief. That goes for human grief, animal grief. It's a very personal feeling, and honoring it is so important. So
yes. All right. Such an important topic. Okay, we're going to talk more about it after this commercial break, and also get into your current projects. All right. We'll be back after this.